Welcome back, everybody. This is Glockman4519. I am back with another ROM overview. This one has been, I've been waiting for a while for this. This is um, Fluence HDX Build 8 or HDX8. And this one is based not on Omni, but on Mokee. There is a reason for that. Um, the last build 7, was based on Omni, and that is because Omni is a very, very good base. It's got customizations, but Omni has uh, support for layers. Um, well, Miu Stone, I hope I'm saying the developer's name correctly. It's um, Muistone. Um, wanted to build something for everybody. So what he did was he decided to throw together a top-notch build of Fluence that was CMTE supported. And he what he used for the base was Mokee of all ROMs, which is actually a very good choice because Mokee is a solid ROM. Mokee is CM based, um, and it's just rock solid. I actually run Mokee as one of my secondary ROMs on multi-ROM, and love it. And now that it's incorporated in Fluence, it's just got all them Xperia tweaks to it. So you get your top-notch sound quality, all that, the Xperia launcher, all that stuff. Uh, you know, built in with Mokee, and the icing on the cake is the theme engine. So, oh, and by the way, guys, before I go any further, I'm just going to let you know what the theme that I'm running is right now. It is Fire Pop Marshmallow. They used to run this. I used to run this back when it was Lollipop, and it was a pretty cool theme. It's basically a clear theme with nice red highlights to it. So that's what I'm running. The wallpaper is not part of the theme though. That actually I got that from Zedge. So let's go ahead and get into the about phone on this. We're going to scroll down. You'll see it's for the Nexus 6. And it is Android version 6.0.1 or 6.0.1. And it is Mokee version, and this is a mouthful, MK60.1 Fluence HDX8. Pretty cool, huh? Um, this is all up to date on the Android security patches. I am running a custom kernel. Um, I am going to try the stock kernel as soon as I get an answer back about encryption. I wanted to get this video out, but I did not want to chance flashing it without knowing whether or not the supplied kernel was going to force encrypt or not. CyanogenMod ROMs that come with CyanogenMod kernels force encrypt. That's what I was worried about. Anyways, guys, as soon as I get the answer on that, I will definitely let you guys know. That way, anybody else out there that is unencrypted, such as myself, will know to flash a custom kernel, or not, or just to flash the ROM. I will warn you guys right now. This ROM is a big one to download. 600, a little over 620 megabytes, I think. But that is the ROM, which is Mokee, I think is like 430 megs, plus all of the Xperia upgrades and tweaks and mods and all that. Okay, so let's move on. Now, one thing about Mokee is they do not have a custom, like a place to go in settings where all their custom features are built in. Their features are strewn throughout. So we're going to have to pretty much touch on a little of everything. So under developer options, you have your developer tools, advanced reboot. You have your root access. You want to make sure you have that on. Obviously, if you want to be rooted. Um, and then you have your Android debugging. Um, make sure you have that on in case something goes wrong. You can still push files to your phone through ADB. Local terminals, your bug report shortcuts, all that is in here. Now, if you scroll down to your animations, that is going to be where you will find your multi-window mode, which is right there. And then all the way, well, I guess I shouldn't have done that. We'll go a little bit slower so you guys can see what's in it. But all the way down at the bottom, which is typical CM fashion, is where you're going to find your kill app last button. Okay, under the Mokee Center, this is going to be where you will find any extras or updater, and I don't think the updater is going to work with this because it's tweaked. This is actually classified as unofficial because it's Fluence touched throughout actually. So yeah, it's unofficial. And then of course you have your support. This is going to be where you're going to have your Mokee news, updates, any kind of news on the updates, websites, links for this, links for that. That's where you're going to go to get all that at. Let's see. Language and input. I am going to hit this just to let you know that the ROM comes with the Xperia keyboard. And that is actually the keyboard that it boots to, is the Xperia. But with the GApps package that Mui Stone or that he recommends, it comes with the Google keyboard. So that's really cool because even though the Xperia keyboard is awesome, I like the Google keyboard because of the theming aspect of it. So that I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew all about that. Also, quickly, when you boot this ROM up for the first time, you're going to see that it's going to be in Chinese. Let it boot. Let the phone boot completely and let it sit. The blue screen is going to come up, where you would normally see the CyanogenMod or Mokee's welcome screen. And it's going to be in Chinese. But if you just let it sit still and don't touch it for maybe a minute at the most, it will automatically flip to English. And if that English isn't your language, then all you have to do is scroll down to your language and then just go from there. Let's see here. Went through language and input, date and time. All of that is pretty much the same. Here are your privacy settings. This is one thing that CyanogenMod is known for. So this is here, your privacy guard, and of course your block caller list. I'm trying to remember what all had any kind of tweaks. Your status bar setting. Your status bar is going to be where you're going to change your clock, your battery, all of that. It's all here. I would love to see a battery bar in this. That would be awesome. It does not come with that. But again, guys, all you have to do is go to the Play Store, do a search in the Play Store for Team Battery Bar, and that is what I am running. It's an app, and it will run on your phone whether your phone is rooted or not, regardless of what ROM you're running. Even if it's a stock ROM, it works. So I would definitely go for the Pro version. It's not that expensive, and it supports the developer. But you have all of your settings here for your, and if you look up here, you're going to have your, where is it, status bar icons. This is where you can turn them all off and on, what you want to show and what you don't want to show. Then, of course, you have your clock style, clock settings, AM, PM, network speed, battery status style, percentage where you want it, all of that. It's all there. Quick pull down, it's there. Home. Now, it does come with the Xperia launcher. I wanted you guys to see this. I did actually put Slim Launcher on this. It doesn't come with that. I was just doing some testing. But the Xperia launcher is what it comes with, and it works great, guys. And it does have all of the apps and widgets that comes with that too. Security. Here are your security settings. Device administrator. Your unknown sources. Make sure you have that checked if you want to sideload any apps that you're going to need that checked. Of course, your screen pinning is at the bottom. Buttons. This is going to be for your navigation settings. What's really cool about this actually goes up to 56 dpi, which I like, especially for theming the nav bar. I like my icons to be a little bigger. Button layout. You can physically move them around however you want. I've shown you guys how to do that. Here's your power menu. Not a lot of choices, but uh, plenty. This is enough to get you through or get you by with what you need. Now, you guys know me. I use my power button for everything, so I like a lot of features under that. But this is just Mokee. That's the way Mokee is. They are really, really close to CyanogenMod. They like to stay close to the base, so that's what you get. You're getting Mokee optimizations, and you're getting Fluence optimizations in it. Then you have your end call button, your press power button twice for the camera, your wake device, playback control if you guys are into music, which if you're downloading this ROM, you are definitely probably into music and videos. This ROM was built for media consumption. With all the Sony tweaks and that, it really sounds great. Let's see here. Then you have your lock screen settings. Those are all of your lock screen settings. I'd like to see a little bit more under there, but again, it's plenty. Notifications. This is where you're going to get your heads up and all that. And again, this is where heads up should be. I hate it when somebody grabs that heads up and moves it somewhere that you can't find it. It's a notification. It should be here. Then, of course, you have your themes. Again, guys, I told you this is where you would go to run the themes, and I am just so happy that Fluence now has a theme engine. This is really cool, and I just can't believe he's building. He built 4 ROMs, guys, 4. So again, you have 2 builds, Mokee, which has theme engine, one with all the Sony tweaks and that Xperia tweaks, and one without. It's just optimized, and then you have the other 2 builds are Omni based with, you know, all the layers and if you go with the Omni XDX or XD that has all of the or HDX. I'm sorry, guys. That has all of the Sony tweaks and Xperia tweaks. And then of course he has just the optimized Omni Fluence touch kissed in there, and yeah, it's a little confusing, but guys, it's I'm just it's going to be interesting to watch this progress. Let's see here. Where were we? Display and lights. Really, I don't. There is not much different in here than in any of the other ROMs. But this is where you're going to go to do all your, your display tweaks and stuff like that. And LCD. It comes set with 480. I actually jacked it up to 560. I like my words and my letters a little bit bigger. It's just my preference. Let's see. Notification lights. There's where you guys are going to go to change that if you so choose. And then last but not least is sound. There are your ringtones. Remember, guys, what you see under my ringtones does not necessarily come with the ROM. Those 2 ringtones are my own that I put into the ROM myself. And if you guys can flash a custom ROM, it's not that hard. You can definitely pull notifications from your favorite ROM and shove into another ROM. But then at the bottom you have your vibration tweaks. That's where that's at. And that's it, guys. Um, Again, I'll let you see settings on the launcher. Of course, this is the Xperia launcher. These are where you would go to add or remove any of your windows. Then on the bottom, you have your widgets and apps. Um, if you scroll to the right, these are all of your widgets. Let me move that button back. Um, some of these obviously are mine. There's like 3 or 4 of them in here that are mine, but most of them come with the ROM. Then you have your wallpapers. Not very many wallpapers. You have the wallpaper that comes with it. Then you have the live wallpapers, which I think is really awesome. Xperia has some of the coolest live wallpaper that comes with any phone, as far as that I've found, anyways. By the way, the wallpaper I'm running is from Zedge. It is not part of the theme that I'm running. It just fit it, so I thought I'd throw it on. And then also you have themes, but remember guys, the themes do not work on the Nexus 6, so don't try to use it. It's just going to force close that app. And then you have settings for the home launcher, and this is where you would go for that. And that is pretty much it. These are some of the apps that come with the ROM. You have Album, which is basically your gallery, video player, your music player, and this thing does sound great. That's I will tell you that it does sound very very good. Well, guys, that is Fluence XD or HDX8, which is build 8, based off of Mokee. And this one is, since it's Mokee, it is CyanogenMod theme engine as opposed to layers. So if you guys want the layers version of this, make sure that you download the Omni build. Uh, any of the two Omni builds will be layer supported. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I want to thank all of my subscribers. And remember, if you have a video, or listen to me, if you have a ROM that you are thinking about flashing and you want to know about it, drop me a note. Let me know which one it is. I'll give it a look. Maybe I'll flash it for you. And I'll do a video. That way you can tell whether or not you even want to run it. I will say that I highly recommend this ROM. It's awesome. And as soon as I find out about the kernel, I will put it in the description. So I will see you guys on the next one.